This is the City of Lawrence Common Council Code Review Committee meeting. I'm going to call this meeting to order, and it looks like we have a quorum. We have Maria, Councilor Maria, on Zoom with, I believe Chris is having to call in. He's in? Okay.
I'm back. Thank you.
Okay.
Sorry, counselors.
That's okay. Okay, the meeting has been called to order, and we have a quorum. And we're going to go on and do proposal number 2022, amending section 3-3-4-7 and section 3-3-4-8 of the Lawrence Municipal Code with respect to litter violation notices. I'm going to turn it over to Councilor Tom Chevlat, who's introducing this proposal.
Sure. So I was contacted by the administration several weeks ago regarding this, in particular Shri, who's on Zoom, and explained why this change is necessary from an efficiency perspective, but also from a cost savings perspective and manpower. So I'll just kind of pitch it to Shri. And Shri, if you want to just give us a high-level overview of why this change is necessary.
Yeah, so this is one of the frequent ordinances, things that we deal with in City of Lawrence when we get complaints about people not taking care of the yard. Two of the main complaints we get is one is high grass and weed. The second one is litter or trash in the properties. So what we usually do is on the high grass and weed, our ordinance lets us send a certified letter to the property owner. Again, the letter goes to the property owner, not to the person. I mean, it's property or not to the renter. So the high weed and grass the current ordinance let us use certified mail or any kind of mail, so USPS mail service to get this letter out. Give them 10 days before we can act on it. However, the litter ordinance, which we deal with quite a bit on trash and people having junk within outside the yards and stuff. That current ordinance says that we have to send a law enforcement officer to deliver that letter, which you can imagine is not the best use of the law enforcement of a police officer's time. Rather than that, it also makes it harder because a lot of the property owners are either lives outside the city or even outside state. So we can't definitely do that. So that's why we are just proposing this change to make it jive with the high weed and grass, basically saying let's send a certified letter out just like the other ordinance says and give them 10 days, and then so we can act on it after that. So this is pretty much trying to match the exact exact wordings of the high weed and grass ordinance, so to make it more efficient and feasible.
And Shri, just for clarification, obviously it's more efficient to use this process than sending law enforcement, because many times a law enforcement officer will go out to the property and the property owner doesn't live there, it's somebody else. And so
correct. Yeah. So the way it works is it has to go to the property owner, not the person living there, and which means that sometimes the property owner might be living there, sometimes the actual owner might be in Westville, or sometimes even in Hamilton County or out of state sometimes too. So it's not even feasible to get the letter there with the current ordinance.
And for those who may not have read this entirely, what is the turnaround time between the time that the property owner gets the certified letter? What is the turnaround time that they have in order to be able to remedy the situation?
10 days, and that's how it was before too. We have not changed that number of days. That's the same term for the grass and weed too. Basically, once the letter, it's a certified letter, so we get it out. We get the green. We get it out with a green card, like the USPS return receipt. So when we get that, that's when the time starts. 10 days after the 10 day, we have a contractor that we use. He'll go in and clean up again, just similar to the high weed and grass. He cleans up, he invoices us, then the invoice gets sent to the property owner. That process is not changing. All this is changing is the way this letter is being delivered to the property owner.
Right. Okay, thank you.
Mhm.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
Sure.
I think Councilor Chevlot mentioned certified mail, but I think not only the police officer delivery, but also certified mail delivery will be removed, and it will only be by first class postal service. Is that correct? I just want to make sure I'm understanding that correctly.
Maria, you might be right. I think whatever is, when I say certified mail is first class, whatever is in the ordinance language is what we are doing, and that's exactly matching what we are currently doing with the high weed and grass. I mean, it might not be, so it should be first class mail or anything equivalent to that.
Thank you. So if, would Part C, if the landowner fails to pay the amount indicated within the 10 days, essentially that goes to the auditor of Marion County, and is that tantamount to putting a lien on the property, or is that something different?
No, it's the same process. We basically it goes, if they don't pay within so many days, it gets attached to the property lien on the property, and then it goes to the we file a lien, then it goes to the property tax. So most of the times the property owner will pay as part of the property tax, and we get that collected back. But sometimes they don't pay, and it gets permanently attached to their lien.
Do we often have a lot of issues with high weeds and grass, for instance, since this is basically the same sort of ordinance after revised, with out-of-state landowners, although the renter might be the one causing the issue? Is there a problem with that being a personal service or first-class mail delivery in the time frame of those 10 days in order to notify the owner? It seems to me like I've heard of instances where it's difficult to locate that landowner. Sometimes they're out of the country at times.
Like I said, when we send it out with a return receipt. So we exactly know where we get a green slip back. So we exactly know when it was delivered. So the 10 days won't start until we get that back. So,
Okay.
So sometimes half of the times, when out of state owners, it goes, we usually go with the information we have on our GIS, not with the renter's address. So we basically look at the plat and make sure who is the current owner, and that's where the letter gets sent to. So sometimes it gets to Hamilton County, sometimes it goes to Brownsburg, wherever the property owner is. And sometimes it goes to the property, or it goes to the house itself. But the property, or that's where the property's address is, the house itself, which is being in violation. And these property owners don't even they don't bother to come check on these houses, abandoned houses for a while. So they don't get it. They don't take this, they won't know it until we go back and clean it up and send them the invoice. That's when they see somebody just cleaned up and I got a $400 bill. But property owners, as you can imagine, property owners should be taking care of their properties whether they don't live there or renters. They have to take care of the property. That's the only way we can keep this city nice and clean.
Right. And you do have a receipt through this transaction.
Correct.
Okay,
Correct.
good. That's what I was trying to get at.
Yeah, we have to follow everything per the law with the number of days, with how we file the liens, with the receipt. We have, like I said, the lien slip back from the postal service when we get it out. So we do have to have all of that, pictures, letters, copy of letters we send out. We all have it in our system.
Great. Thank you. I appreciate all that information.
Shri,
No problem.
Shri, I need to ask you a question.
Sure.
This letter that you're going to be sending out, the notification, is it going to be first class certified return receipt? And
Yeah,
are you going to Are you going to CC the property owner and the renter, whoever's in the house?
No, it only goes to the property owner, Council Freeman. That's how the ordinance is. It has to go to the property owner because the renters, most of the times, even if they get the letter, they just throw it away. So it is going only to the property owner. Like I said, we have been doing that for same process for the grass and weed too. It always goes to the property owner wherever the property owner is. And it goes through the first class mail with a return receipt. So we get that green slip back so we know when it was delivered.
Okay. By chance, have you ever gotten where the homeowner has a P.O. box number?
What number is that, Council Freeman?
A post office box number.
Not in my, most of the, sometimes it goes to the developer. I mean, it's a lot of the times it goes to the property management company too, but I don't think we have ever got into a post box yet. But if we do get that, then we try to contact the property owner via phone number, but the phone numbers we have in our system too. So we do multiple, even though we don't have to, we try to do that. If by any chance we get mail back saying it cannot be delivered, we try to contact them as much as we can. But sometimes it's really impossible for anybody to get any response back, and then we wait for this 10 days before we go in.
So we do have current phone numbers on file?
I think sometimes we use the numbers that we have for our utility system, because when they, sometimes they have numbers that are in the system for when they start their water service or sewer service. So we try to contact them again, but it is a hit or a miss, depending on who if the vendor applied for it by himself, not the property owner. But most, 80% of the time, 75 to 80% of the time, we are successful in delivering the letters to the property owners.
Okay, thank you. Councilor, any questions?
I'm good, thank you.
Okay.
Can make a motion that we move.
Madam Chair, I have a question.
Okay, go ahead.
So the draft that we got from the city doesn't actually say that the letter has to be return receipt requested. It actually says only first class, and those are two different things. Of course, I believe Shri when he says that's how they do it, but that's not how this is written. And the other parts of the code that require return receipt requested, which is an additional layer of cost and documentation on top of first class mail, those parts of the code actually say return receipt requested. So if that's everyone's understanding and expectation, we probably just need to amend it so that we have put in return receipt requested. Does that make sense?
Yeah, Chris, I think we should amend it if you think that is, because that's the only way we know how many days the 10 days can start. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So I would, if we can amend it to add that language in there, that would be perfect, because that's what we are doing. And that's the only way for us to track it. So if that needs to be amended, yes, we should be amending it to add that in there.
Okay, so I would, if someone wants to, counselors, if someone wants to make a motion, we would simply add return receipt requested to sections 2B and 3B, which I'm happy if that motion passes to get that change to Kathy.
And that's to, Counselor, that's to add return receipt?
Right.
Correct.
I will make a motion that we amend the proposed ordinance to add return receipt. And it was in section 2B and 3B.
B.
I'll second.
I'll second that.
Thank you.
Sorry, I'm just waiting. Well,
Okay, I've got a motion and it's been a second. All in favor?
Roll call.
Roll call.
Aye.
Tom Chevlot, aye.
Counselor Russamara, aye.
Counselor Sharon Freeman, aye. Looks like the ayes have it.
I make a motion that we move this to full council for approval, the amended version.
I second that motion.
Take a roll call vote.
Counselor Whitfield, aye.
Counselor Chevlot, aye.
Counselor Russamara, aye.
Counselor Sharon Freeman, aye. The ayes have it. This has been motioned and a roll call vote taken to have this heard before the full council.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sheree.
Thank you.
Okay, is that it?
Adjourned.
Meeting adjourned.
Thank you.